Hello internets, Jesus loves you. My name is Cody, and this is the Christian News Show we do every Tuesday. And a couple things before we get into the show. First of all, on September 29th, we will be having the Geeks Under Grace podcast live at facebook.com/geeksundergrace and twitch.tv/geeksundergrace. You'll get to interact with us. There's giveaways. It's going to be a really good time. And secondly, just continued prayers out to everyone who was hit by Harvey, and then also prayers to everyone who may be hit by Irva. I've heard that some things could change before the hurricane actually hits Florida, but there are a lot of other places in that path. But it does lead us to the first story of the day. There's this thing called Rock the Universe, and it is going to be one of the biggest Christian music events out there. Lecrae, Family Force 5, Chris Tomlin, Carrie Job, just a huge array of different big Christian names. And it's super exciting, but what I thought was really interesting is the venue that they're going to be having this at, and that is Universal Studios in Orlando. And it's just, I always hear so much about the nuns, the people that don't have a religion, and how Christianity is dying in the United States, but I really love stories like this because it kind of shows that Christianity is not this weird old person thing anymore. Statistics don't lie. I think that Christianity has been kind of dying in the last couple of years, but I also don't think that God would ever let Christianity fully die out. And I look at this lineup and I see a lineup that is definitely for the younger generation, and I really truly believe that the younger generation is going to rise up in the United States, and there will be a Christian revival here. I go to a very big church, and at that church we have a young adults program, and those young adults services hold 1,000 people in their 20s. And so I know that we're rising up here in Denver, and I believe that we are rising up everywhere else also. But that said, prayers for this event, because it is, like I said, going to be in Orlando, Florida, and it's supposed to be just during the time that Irva is supposed to be hitting. And so it wouldn't be a surprise to me if we see this event get canceled, but I also hope that it does not get canceled, and it is still safe for people to attend. Next up, we have a kind of cool story coming out of Pennsylvania. There's a town called New Bethlehem in Pennsylvania, and at one of the high schools, they are having this big Bible club. And usually when we talk about these kind of things, there's a lot of back and forth. It's like being brought to court or something. This time, that is not the case. At the beginning of the school year, adults and students all came together and they prayed over this club this year. And it looks like the whole town is just in full support of this Bible club. And so I saw this and I had to talk about it, but I just realized also that we're still talking about the younger generation and the revival that is happening. Where two or more are gathered, there he is also, and this is just such a great example of that. And so I definitely wish this Bible club the best. And our final story of the day takes us to Vegas. A lot of people know Vegas as Sin City. It can be a lot of fun, but it is also a very dark place. But it's this group called Every Home for Christ. And I'm not gonna lie, their tactics seem a little bit like Jehovah's Witnesses, Mormons, that kind of thing. They go door to door usually. And they kind of do what you'd expect. They go door to door, they tell people about Jesus, they ask if they can pray for them. And usually in foreign countries, they actually have a pretty good response with it. A lot of people really take to what they're saying. But they want to know how this would work in the United States. Would it have as good of a response? And so they went to Vegas to try to figure it out. And as you could imagine, they went out on their first day and they got almost no response whatsoever. I love one of the people with this group, they said that it felt like there was just a wall every time they would go through a gate. They felt that the person was going to shut them away, and they did. And so at the end of the night, they talked and they realized that nothing they could do was going to make it any better. It was up to God. And so they prayed and they acknowledged that it was in his hands, and they went out the second day and they had a wonderful response in a different neighborhood. So, I mean, there might be part of it, but it became one of the most fruitful days they had, and that's just a really cool story. Just a reminder that not everything is in our hands, not everything is in our control, and sometimes we do need to just give it to God. You guys already know I leave a link to everything in the description down below. There's a YouTube video they made, and so I'm going to leave that there as well. You should definitely check it out. It's short. I just think you'll really enjoy it. But that's where we're going to end today's show. Question of the day, do you feel a revival happening, or do you think that Christianity is kind of dying here in the United States? I want to know what you guys have to say. I think this would be really curious. I think there's a lot of different perspectives here in America. It's a big country. So, want to know what you guys have to say, so please leave a comment in the comment section down below with your answer. As always, my name is CodyArmour, and this is a Christian news show we do every Tuesday here at youtube.com/CodyArmour. I can't wait to talk to you next week. We'll see you later. God bless.